Yeah, there are really two parts of the puzzle that go together. So if you're not a vaccinated person in Germany, and 69% of the population is vaccinated, you will be able to go to the supermarket, to your doctor, to a pharmacy, and to a baker, and that's about it. So forget about going to the cinema, forget about going to cultural venues, forget about going shopping for clothes and so on. Your life will change radically. There's going to be a lot of pressure on you to get the vaccine, and the German government has made available 30 million extra vaccines that it wants in people's arms by the end of December. There is a general from the army who is overseeing that effort to get people to get boosters if they've already had 2 shots, or to get their first and second shot if they haven't had it. And the other part of the puzzle is the mandatory vaccine. So if you can't take a hint in the next little while over Christmas, well then by around the beginning of February, Angela Merkel talked about February the 3rd, there will be, going through Parliament, through the Ethics Council and so on, a law making it mandatory to get vaccinated. So Germany is really taking a dramatic step to getting the entire country vaccinated, just as this new variant comes on the scene.
Just as the new variant comes on the scene, and we're also seeing other restrictions come into place, face masks in schools, and limiting attendance at sporting events, most notably football stadiums.
Yeah, there is that. And I mean, the additional rules are limiting the size of public gatherings. There's a math to it all. If the incidence rate is 350 cases per 100,000 over 7 days, if you're good at math, then these things can kick in. And of course, the meeting where all these things that were decided today took place with Merkel, outgoing Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, the incoming Chancellor, and 60 regional governors. And I point that out because there can be a varying to how the measures are applied, particularly when it comes to soccer stadia and so on. So there could be some flexibility as to how things are sort of played out in the different regions. But there is overall a national policy towards getting everybody vaccinated and towards really essentially not really giving people a choice. And one of the reasons why Germany fell behind is because of all this sort of federal flexibility, for want of a better word, a patchwork of applying rules in the different regions, taking the thing more or less seriously, and all that seems to be disappearing now. The Germans are really trying hard to get their ducks in a row and to get people vaccinated. If they don't decide to do it before the end of the year, then they might not have a choice beginning February 2022.
And just very briefly, what's it like in your neighborhood? Are people masked up?
They have been. Yeah, no, I think, it's just today we've realized that we probably, because Berlin, as I was saying, federal structure, different rules. Here in Berlin, no restaurants starting, I think it's Saturday. So that's all the restaurateurs are not going to be happy. They're going to be selling glue wine, which is what they typically do in order to keep paying the rent. So maybe people will be happy about that. But people are pretty good at wearing masks here in Berlin. Of course, it just depends. In the former East Germany, communist, where the communists ruled, there is a lot lower vaccine uptake and a lot more skepticism vis-a-vis the authorities. That's part of the German story.
All right, many thanks, Nick Spicer.